Hey everyone, a few minutes early, so I'm just gonna, chit chat with you for a minute and let everybody come in. How's it going? Just feel so bad. I don't know. We're hockey people. We love hockey. One of just got a thing saying that one of the hockey players and his brother were killed last night. Just out riding bikes. They were hit by a car. And apparently the day before their sister got married. It was awful. Anyway, my heart goes out to their family and all the hockey community. His name is Johnny Gaudreau. He was known as Johnny Hockey. So it's just so sad. It's left me very sad this morning. Anyway, yeah, so there's my sad news. That's a great way to start the class. But anyway, yeah, it's just sad. So everybody always just be safe. I am doing the snow globes this morning. Hi, Diane and Keiko. Who else is here? Phyllis, hi. Been busy all week, I tell you. It's always crazy time when Jade and her hubby, or just Jade, is here with Zara. It's like, so yeah, crazy week. And then trying to pack kits while they're here. And my husband is still sick and he's still injured. And we're trying to get the pool closed. It's just been a horrible week. And Deb, who cuts all my wood. Hi, Judy. Hi, Sherry. She got a big order from Tracy. She got a big order from me. She's trying not to work on weekends. She's trying to just have that as her time. So I didn't get any of my things until late Tuesday. So I was hoping to have all the kits out by Wednesday, but I just didn't get any of the things. So they're not going to go out until this weekend. So please be patient. They're going out this weekend. What else? What else is going on? I'm supposed to get nice and warm again this weekend. We've had a whole week of just really nice weather, around 80 degrees, which is fine by me, but it's going to go into the 90s this weekend, I think, for a few days. So we will survive that. We will do that. What else? How's everybody out there? What is everybody doing? Oh, I'm trying to do this. So we are switching over to Friday mornings. I'm hoping Friday mornings is going to work okay. Oh, I should turn that on. Is going to work okay. I worry a little bit about the, holidays on Fridays. So, but anyway, I'm thinking Friday mornings will be okay. But I also want to do the Zoom, our little social Zoom time. So I'm probably going to start it around 8:30, I'm thinking, so that we have our fun time, because I always really enjoy that. It's just me getting up earlier and being organized by 8:30, right? What else is going on? So next September, we've got a lot of kits to get caught up on. And October, like I said, I am out for October. I'm getting ready for all the craft fair, but I will be on in September doing extra classes to make up for October. So I'm going to be trying to do all the October classes in September along with the September classes. I'm going to be busy in September, but it should be okay. Should be okay. And then back to normal in November. Yeah, I think that'll all work out okay. My glue gun on, making sure my glue gun is on. I did a class, when I did the class the other day, it wasn't on. I went to use it. So yeah, we're doing the snow globes today. I'm really excited about doing them. Hi, Rhonda. In case you missed it, I was just saying how I wasn't able to get any of my kits from Deb until late Tuesday. So the kits are all going out this weekend. Yeah, should be it. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I'm just looking at something over here. Yeah, what time is it? Do I have to start yet? I'll give it a couple more minutes. Jubilee Fabrics has their fabrics out, their Christmas fabrics out. So I'm putting in an order today for my fabrics. So I'm very excited because I just love it when Jubilee Fabrics, and they have new ones and they have some really cute ones. And so, yeah, so I'm really excited about their new fabrics and their new Christmas fabrics. So I'm going to be getting those. If you live in Canada and if you ever order from Jubilee Fabrics, and you do not order the tobacco cloth, okay? Do not ever order it. I ordered it from Jubilee Fabrics, and when it came to the border, to customs, all it had on it was tobacco, even though it was a fabric store and they were all fabrics that had tobacco. And they charged me up, the customs charged me like $70 for like this little tiny piece of tobacco cloth. It was crazy. So don't ever order anything that may contain the word tobacco in it across the border. Just a little tip there, everybody. Yeah. So we're doing these ones and keep them in my little, try to keep them in my little plasticky containers. We're doing all 3 of these today. Thinking I can whip these out really good. Joy, believe, and peace. So we're going to do all these 3 today. I'm going to do first we're just going to base coat all the outside of them, all the frames and everything. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and start that. Let me come down here. Ta-dum, dum-dum. All right, I'm just going into the group so I can see comments, and there we are. Hello, everybody. I'm going to put these down a little bit. And then I want to see comments. Oh, there we are. Oh, not that delay in shipping. Oh. Hello, everybody. Oh, here's Deanna. Hi, Deanna. Did you contact them? Yes, I did. Are you going to put the little stands on the website? Yes, I am. I ordered, you know, the little stands that are on the back of the Snowies. Oh, I put the Snowies away. They make them stand so neat. Anyway, I did order a bunch from Deb Antonick, and I got them on Tuesday. So I am going to put those up because I know a lot of people wanted those stands separate too. So I will get those up on the website too. Okay. We are just going to go ahead and we're going to base coat these. Now I'm going to base coat this one first because it's the easiest. I'm flicking all around. Did you notice that? Did you notice how I did that? Okay, so anyway, we're gonna do this one first. This is done in oatmeal, the Focaccia oatmeal. If you do not have oatmeal, don't worry about it. You can use bleach sand, and you can even add just a little tiny bit of celery green to it, just to make it have that little green effect to it. So just use bleach sand, add a little bit of celery green to it. The more celery green you add, the greener it's going to be. So I would just start out with just picking up a little tiny bit, mixing it in, and then just keep adding a little bit until you get the real nice oatmeal color. I need a Dingle Fritz. I'm going to do it on both. This is just so when I... Hey, Rhonda, are you on Do Not Disturb? Oh, yeah, Rhonda, aren't you supposed to be working, Rhonda? Rhonda. We're so glad that you sneak in to join us. Anybody else sneaking in at work? Always makes me feel so good when people sneak in. I wonder where my sister is. She's at work too. She's an administrative assistant at one of the schools in where she lives. They don't call them secretaries anymore. They call them administrative assistants. Oh, I know what I wanted to get. Dang, I'm going to have to go upstairs and get it. I wanted my makeup sponges. Let's see if I can do it without my makeup sponges. So I'm doing this all around. Yeah, I put a big order in for Deb, and then I got her to do a bunch of little crazy things too, which takes even more time. So she was a little behind. Tracy and I get her to do all these things. I'm sure she just loves. Tracy, can I have 3 of these and 10 of these? And give me 200 little tiny itsy bitsy stars. And like, and then some of our pieces are bigger, so they don't, there's a lot of gaps in the wood when she, you know, cuts it, because you'll have one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, and she has to fill these spaces. She'll start putting little tiny snowflakes and stars and whatever she can to fill the space. And it all apparently takes a lot of time. Okay, so this is the Santa one. It's my baby white. I like to do this with I've lost my thought. I like to do this with makeup sponges, because then I don't get any on the inside here. So you can see I got a lot on the inside. Well, I don't really want it on the inside, so I'm just using a baby wipe, and I'm just wiping around the inside. And see how it's taking it off and it's bringing back all that dark wood again. Sort of a little hint for you, little tip. If you do get it off right away, if you do it right away, you can get off most of the paint that you get on it and bring back that really nice dark wood again. Helpful hint from Debbie. To catch up on my documentation. So I'm doing that and listening to, shh, okay, Rhonda, we believe you. Okay, so this one is done. So I'm just going to put it, take a little fingerprint on there. It's going to put it over here, and we're going to do the other 2. Just going to turn it over. And I did have one makeup sponge down here somewhere. See if it's in here. What it is. So we're going to rust these. I love rusting things. So we're going to rust these. I just want to get the goopies off. It's been so much fun having Zara here. She's so smart. Is there any grandparent in the world that doesn't say their grandchildren are so smart? She's so smart. She sits and she counts. Now she'll point. She goes 1, 2, 3, 4. She actually counts them, right? You can say, how many do you have in your hand? And she'll go 1, 2, 3. She's so smart. She knows a bunch of her colors and test that to her mommy because her mommy is so good with her. Sure, her daddy is too, of course, but her mommy is home with her all day, so. And she's going back to work 1 day a week. So, probably a little traumatic for both her and Zara. Okay, so we're going to rust this up. You all know my rust technique. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my apron on because I'm going to end up wearing it. For some reason, I keep losing all my comments. I have to catch. Okay, apron on. Okay, so we're going to take our black. I think I'm going to just brush the black on. I'm just going to brush the black on. Anybody doing anything this long weekend? It's a long weekend in the States too. Is it a long weekend in the States too? Or is it just here in Canada? My American lady friends, what is it down there? Is it a long weekend? It's Labor Day. I believe it's Labor Day. Isn't that right, Deanna? It's called Labor Day here. And I don't care if it gets on the inside of this because it's already dark. Yes, it is Labor Day. Thank you. It is more traumatic when a child cries when you come to pick them up from daycare. Are you thinking they're crying because they want to see you or because you're here and they're having too much fun? I ran a daycare for, I don't even know, 20 odd years. And I would have kids crying when their moms came to pick them up, not wanting to go. And I'd be thinking, oh, please take them. Come on, just go. The end of the day, and really, it was time, people. It is time. But it was also nice because it was a testament to how much they liked being at my place. So, okay, so these two are done. Let those little babies to dry. Oh, it is Labor Day weekend down there too, right? Oh, thanks, Diane. Diane, you're in the States, right? Or are you up here? You up here, Diane? I can't remember. Oh, yes, too much fun. I know, right? I had a great daycare. My daycare kids loved coming. So that was always such a nice feeling. Diane answers yes. To which one? Are you in Canada, Diane? Or the States? Maybe write Canada or the States. I know which one you are. I want to take the back of these and give them, because I like to have the backs all finished off. You can see this one I did in the oatmeal, and then the other two I did in just a nice little wash. And I stamped them so that they would look really cute. So let's take one of these and do them in oatmeal. And the other two I'm just going to do in a asphalt and wash. Let's put a piece of paper towel. Texas, you're the states, okay. What is it with Texas and the mail service? It seems to take a very long time for packages to get to Texas. For me, I know it is over on this. It is on the left, like on the other side of the world, the other side of the states from me. But it just seems like it does take forever to get there. You know what's funny? I don't know if any of you ever do this, but so when I do these classes, I always feel like I'm talking to myself, going on just talking away to myself, and I'm kind of I'm afraid so every once in a while I'm going to say something stupid, just, you know, because I forget that there is actually people out there listening to me. So if I ever say anything really stupid or swear or anything, please forgive me. Who knows what I'm doing? Okay, now these two I'm just going to do a wash. And I want... I'm just going to let that one dry. I'm going to just see if I can take a little bit of this oatmeal off here. You may wonder to see why what color this is. This is the actual MDF, but all the edges are this really dark color. Is because this is where they're cut, and this is actually burnt from a laser, so it turns it a dark brown. So these two we're just going to do in a wash. You can also use a stain. I like using these stains. That's dark walnut. I don't want to use dark walnut. I'm just going to show you these stains that I buy to do the back of things. So this is from Saman. I actually don't know how to pronounce it, I'm guessing. And it's whole wheat, and I love this. And it actually looks really great on the back of your pieces. So you can use either this or just do a wash of asphalt. I mean, you don't have to do a wash. You can do it really dark if you want, but I want to do a wash. Now you can put it on either with a brush, a piece of paper towel, or a baby wipe. And it looks just like a stain. If you want, you can, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going ahead and rusting the back. I mean, you can do the rust effect on the back too if you want. Totally up to you. Just going to put a little bit more on here. Where's that? Hey, Deanna, did you hear about Johnny Gaudreau? Isn't that awful? I mean, it just feels so awful. Him and his brother. Is Ross feeling better? No, it's not. Yeah, they all seem to get across the border at the same time, Diane. It just seems, it takes so much longer to get to the States, and I'm just assuming it's because it's on the other side of the country from me, but just seems to take a while. I had another lady whose packages were delivered to twice to the totally wrong address, like street, totally wrong street. And she had to go and hunt them, or someone found them and brought them to her. It had the right address on it. They were just dropped off at the wrong place. I know, it's so tragic, right, Deanna? Just horrible. Both him and his brother, right before his sister got married. Their sister gets married. Okay, so these two are, I'm going to dry these. I think I might do these again just a little bit. Yeah, maybe not. I just want to give them a finish, a dark finish, darker. I don't like leaving them not done. And then I'm going to stamp on them, splatter them, maybe rest them up a little bit. Okay. Did I do that wrong? Oh no, that's right, okay. Sitting here going, what did I do? This one goes to this one. Then I have this one. Where are my blacks? Oh, here they are. Here's my blacks. Here's this one. Here's the back. This one. Okay. I don't know what I did there. 2-3 to get to New Hampshire. My package had the right address when written on the side, and the postal one had the partial address on the other. My mailman delivered it to the wrong address. I don't know. Yeah. Why would the postal one have a different address on it? I don't even do those. I do not even do those. Sorry, I'm just redoing the back of this one. I think I like the darkness on that one. I think I'm going to do this one just a little bit darker. Add a little bit more to it. And you can do this any color you want. How dark you want it. You can rest it. You can stain it. There. Just dry these up then. Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum. Our mail service is pretty good here in my town. I've never had anything go weird or missing. Heavens. I want to just give this a really light sanding. And so this is the 320 grit. And I'm not really even putting any pressure on it. I'm just going over it lightly. I just like smooth surfaces. Let me bring this up a little bit. I just like smooth surfaces when I'm doing something. And this is the oatmeal one. Oh, I see what I did. Somehow grabbed the wrong one. That's what I did. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to sand both of these down. So this is the oatmeal one. I don't know what I did. I oatmealed the stained one, and yeah, I did it wrong. So I'm going to, this is the Believe side. This is the back side. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Oh! We're now going to rust these. Those ones can sit over there. So we're going to do our little rusting technique. I know everybody does this. Everybody knows how to do it. But I feel compelled to do it during a lesson because we do every once in a while have new people joining us. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Burnt Umber and Raw Sienna. Raw Sienna, I'm looking, I think I also rusted the Believe, so might as well take the Believe right now and rust it while we're rusting these ones. Just going to add a little bit of black onto that. I like to make life difficult. Let's rust this little teeny tiny Believe sign. So just base coating it black. So it's done. And I'm going to show you. So I think everybody should receive the little rusty star. But I want to take a regular star. Just in case you want to do this at home. I mean, you can do this with any star. So I'm just going to take this little star and I'm going to rust it too. I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to get the black off my hands, or I'm just going to wear it forever. Hi, Debbie. If the orders haven't been sent out, may I add an order to include with my order update? Yes, you may, Rosemary. Okay, we have the black off, ladies. Okay, now I'm going to take, this is just a makeup sponge. I'm going to pick up some Burnt Umber and I'm going to pounce it on. I'm going to go all the way around the outside, but of course I'm not making sure that every part of the black is covered. We don't want all of it covered. And I'm doing the same on this one. And again, this is burnt umber that I'm using over top of the black. I'm going to do the same thing with the believe sign. Just pounce on a little bit of this burnt umber. And I'm going to do the same thing on the star. I want to get those edges too. So if you ever want to rust anything, this is what you can do. I'm going to take the same dirty sponge. I'm just going to pounce off a little bit of that burnt umber. And I'm going to pick up the raw sienna. And I'm going to pounce some of it on. Everywhere that I put the black and the burnt umber, I'm going to pounce on a little bit of this raw sienna. And again, I just use that same dirty sponge that had the burnt umber on it. Put a little bit on the believe. Now, some people like it to look even rustier. I'm happy with the way it looks when just using these three colors. However, if you want it to look more orangey, you can do a little bit of burnt orange on top of this, just to make it even look more rusted. I don't really like it to be too, I don't really like that orange too much. I find that burnt umber is enough. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So these ones are all done. You can see how they're rusted. After I do it, I always like to give it another look and see if I want a little bit more of the raw sienna. So I'm going to just take the raw sienna and I'm going to just add a little bit more here and there. Okay, so these ones are all done. Let's just dry these off. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dee-dee-dee. We're going to do the decoupage ones first. Okay, so I'm just going to put these to the side. Check out my hands. I'm going to have to wipe them again. I'm trying to be better about wiping my hands. It's not like I don't have a million baby wipes in the house. We've outfitted our house with, you know, Zara room. So she has her own crib, high chair, little bike. We're just going to pick up a table and chair set for her. But I also make sure that we always have lots of diapers and wipes and, you know, all her bath stuff. So everything is here. So when they come, they don't need to bring a whole lot. We have tons of toys for her that we picked up. And then for any future grandchildren, all of this is too, right? Okay, so we're going to decoupage. We're going to do Believe in Joy, so the Santa and the Snowy. So, now you can see I have not done anything to these. You can if you want. I mean, if you want to base coat them in You can even use oatmeal because oatmeal will go fine under this. I didn't. I just left it and Mod Podged the papers right over top. These are the papers here. You can take your little circle, see where you want to position it. And just draw around it. See if I have a sharp pencil here. No, this one will do. And I'm going to go on the outside of it. So I know where to cut it. And I'm going to do the same thing on the snowy. I made apple crisp. I had Jaden for dinner last night. I wanted to make a nice dinner because Albion's been helping us quite a bit. That's Jade's husband. Just because Ross is not well and can't do a lot himself right now. So he's been helping us. So I like Huggies wipes. But really you can use any wipe you want. Go down to the dollar store and buy wipes. They all work the same. I just always buy Huggies because that's what I use for Zara. Anyway, so he's been doing that. So I wanted to make a really nice dinner for them last night. So I made, you know, Zara doesn't like roast beef. She likes chicken. So I roasted a chicken, and I also roasted a standing rib roast. And then Zara doesn't really like potatoes that much. So I made a special rice for her. And then I made baby new potatoes for the rest of us. And then I just did a bunch of veggies. But then I made an apple crisp for dessert. And so that was it. And everything was just so good. But then my son, who lives in Vancouver, he lives in a different town, phoned me up and said, hey, Mom, I'm making up. This was like at 8 o'clock at night. He goes, hey, Mom, I'm making apple crisp for me and Emily. But I couldn't remember, I can't find the recipe. Can you tell me what it is? I thought it was so funny because he was making it too. Let's see if we have 1, 2. I'm just going to trim this a little bit, just across here. And I'm just trimming this a little bit. Now I'm just going to Mod Podge these on. I'm going to take a piece of wax paper. Now when I Mod Podge, I like to Mod Podge on the paper. Oops. So I usually just start in the middle, work my way out to the edges. There you go. And I'm going to push it down. Get any on my hands. I'm going to just cut right here at the top. I don't want it to get on this little hanger. And this is small. I'm just going to use my fingers to press it in to place and work it around these edges here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the snowy. Come here, you. And again, just because it's a small area, I'm just going to use my fingers. Push it down, make sure I get any little air bubbles or anything out of it. And then I'm going to take my little gator and I'm going to sand the edges nice and clean. So you can see how they're coming out nice and clean. I'm going to use this really neat little thing, sander that I was, detail sander, just to get in here. It works awesome. And then I'm going to just clean these edges too with my sander. There, so those edges are all nice and clean. Get rid of that little piece of paper. There. Okay, I'm going to now take this and this. I tell you, I'm losing my mind. Should have used the other one. Oh well. And I'm going to glue these on. I should, ignore me. I ended up using the back of the wrong one. So I think I'll probably oatmeal over this one later. Pretend this is oatmeal, okay? Just pretend. Will you adopt me as a grandchild? So much fun doing those things with them. It really is. She loves coming to visit. Okay, now I'm going to glue this onto here. I'm just going to run this little bead along here. I'm going to, with my finger, do this. I'm going to glue this on. I want to make sure that it fits exactly where it's supposed to. Da 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 da. I'm gonna just hold it a minute to make sure that it's secure really good. This dries so fast, this glue. I tell you, people, I love this glue. It's the Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear Adhesive. I bought a bottle of it. This humongous bottle so I can refill. It was expensive, but 16-ounce bottle, like it's really big. So I can just refill it because I use it so much. Okay, now I'm going to glue this one also. Not with that. And then just around the edge here. Anybody got any fun long weekend plans? I have none. I'm going to be packing kits and getting them out. Those are my long weekend plans. Jade and Albin are leaving tomorrow morning. Please be careful with these frames. When you unpack them and you're doing things with them, they're very delicate because they're very thin. So just be really careful with them. If you do happen to, one breaks or separates, I mean, just glue it back down, right? It's just MDF. It glues right back down, but just be careful with them. Avoid that if you can. So just while that is drying, I'm just going to quickly redo this one because it's driving me a little bit bananas that I did the wrong thing. I can't show you properly if it's done wrong, can I? There, I feel better now. It's about the little things, people. It's about the little things. We do not travel on the ferries on long weekends. I know. Jada and Albion just made a reservation. So on our ferries here, you can make reservations, thank heavens, because, and now they take, what is it? They take like 85% are reservations now, Deanna. Did you know that? I did not know that. That is weird. So many. Never had reservations when I was growing up on the island. We're talking a big island. Like, this isn't just a little island. It's a big island on Vancouver Island, it's called. Deanna lives on a little one. Little island, don't you, Deanna? Is it an island or what is it, Deanna? I know you live in Powell River, but it's not an island. Is it an actual island? I'm going to have to take a ferry to get to it. Okay, let's just get this stuff off my hands. Huggies doesn't dry your hands out quite as much as some of the others, I find. No, it's the mainland. You just can't drive here. Are you like over a mountain or can't you drive to somewhere on the mainland? Like, that's just bizarre. Why can you not drive it? See, now I have to look up exactly where it is. Okay, so these two are done. They are all secured. Got a little bit of paper on there, left on there. Okay, so let's decorate this up, okay? I'm going to turn these over. And I'm just going to splatter these and then I'm going to stamp them. Okay? So let's take where's our, yeah, I'll use this. So I'm going to take some Snow White, pardon me. And I'm just going to splatter the back. You can splatter If you want the words to the little stamp that we're going to do, if you want that to show up more, splatter first and then do your stamp. If you want the stamp to look like it's all being splattered with paint too, stamp first and then splatter. Did that make sense, ladies? I'm going to see what's stamped. So I used Believe in the Wonder and Magic of Christmas, which I just absolutely love. I'm trying to remember. I bought it when it was still, you could still get them. But I don't, but you can't, there's no Stampendous anymore. If anybody wants it, you know, you might be able to find it on Amazon or something. I just don't know if you can. That's the only thing. So I'm going to take, let me see what that. I want to use antique. Here we are. So I'm going to use antique linen to do this darker one. So this is antique linen distress oxide. But, I mean, just use one of the whites is fine, or bleach sand. Stick that on. And then remove it. So, Believe in the Wonder and Magic of Christmas. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe and wipe that off. Because I want to do the back of this one, and the antique linen isn't going to show. So you can use any color you want of your distresses. You can go into Rusty Hinge if you want, which is a darker green. You can go into one like Rusty Ink Hinge if you want it to look like it's a little rusted, or you can just go into your vintage photos. If you don't have any distress inks, just use Asphaltum, or really any color that you want that you think will go good on that. I'm trying to decide what color. I wonder if Frayed Burlap will work. Might be a little bit too light. Let's see if I'm going to mess this up. So I have Frayed Burlap on here. Let's see how well it shows up. Does, yay! So that's Frayed Burlap on there. So I'm going to just dry these. The rugged mountain bordering these inlets cut the sunshine close off from direct. Oh. You need a condola. Can you use a condola? Okay, so these are dried and done. Now I just want to distress this up a little bit. So I'm just going to take this is Frayed Burlap. You can use celery green if you want, if you don't have any of the inks, or even Asphaltum if you just want to go into the browns to distress it. I'm not going to sand around these edges for this one. On the back, I will sand around the edges on the front, though, just to distress that a little bit more. And I'm just doing this because I like the backs to look nice, especially if you're selling them in craft fairs or giving them as gifts. I mean, even if you're just keeping them for yourself, right? You have this piece you can be really proud of because the back is all finished. Drives me crazy when I see unfinished backs. Okay, so we've just distressed this up a little bit. So the back of this one is all done. This one on the back, I'm going to use my vintage photo. See if this will work. See if it's dark enough to work. You know, it's not really working as well as I would like it's not quite as dark. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, this is my Country Chic Antiquing Wax. This will give it just a really nice, get that off. This will give it just a really nice antiquing look, and I'm just using my finger, kind of rubbing it on a little bit. What is it? Sorry, Jade's just texting me. I'm just going to text her back. Oops. They're visiting Albion's parents right now. Okay. I think she wanted to be out while I did this so that it was quieter for me. So thoughtful. Okay, so those two are done. The backs of those two are done, so let's work on the front of them. Okay, so let's do Joy first. So I'm going to take the little Joy word, and this is done in oatmeal. So I'm just going to take this dirty sponge, and I'm going to find a clean area on it, and I'm just going to pounce. This is the oatmeal. I'm going to dry that off. It's going to go here. I'm going to take our berries and Heritage Brick. So this is the Heritage Brick. You can use Rookwood Red or, you know, any of the reds that you may like. Or if you like your berries just original with this shiny plastic, you can do it. I don't, so that's why I always pounce a little bit of color on them. Oops. So I'm going to go back to the page. Da-da-da-dum-da-dum. It takes us 6 hours to get to Vancouver. Oh my God, really? Even though we're only 170 kilometers away. Oh my God. 6 hours? I can drive down to Vancouver from where I am in 4 hours. So this again is just some Heritage Brick. I am pouncing on these berries just to dullen up that bright, shiny, plasticky red. When you do it, if you're going to dry them with your heat gun, don't hold your heat gun too close because it'll make these little plasticky berries bubble. The plastic and the foam will literally bubble. Finish watching. Oh, Rosemary, I'm sorry. I wonder why Facebook is that. Don't you hate it when it does that? It's not, nobody else is having trouble on Facebook with the live today? Is it your internet acting up, Rosemary? Yeah. Yeah, it must be yours, Rosemary. Sorry. I hate that. Okay, so now I've got this red, but I want to soften it up a little bit. So I'm going to find, no, that's warm beige. I want sugared peach. If you don't have sugared peach, you can use, you know, a lighter color. You can use, just trying to think. Maybe warm white, warm beige will do. We're just going to soften this up a little bit with a little bit of this sugared peach. So I'm just going to brush it on like this. And I want to find a little bit of water. Just to do kind of a wash it a bit. A little bit more water. And it kind of mixes a bit with the heritage brick that we put on first. See if you can see the color that it does. I really like that. Just softens up that red and kind of goes more with some of these pinky colors on the picture. I'm just going to look at it and I may add just a little bit more heritage brick here and there. Just going to brush it up a little bit in spots, just from the kind of the bottom up. Okay, gonna cut those beads off. So we've got the beads done. We have the joy done. And now I'm gonna just take my burlap string. Ugh. So I buy these sheets of burlap. They're huge. I don't even know how big these things are. They're like 5 feet by 4 feet. They're huge. And I buy these at our dollar store every fall, or summer, I guess. They come out for, because you can use them in the garden. And I always buy this huge sheet of it, and then I pull it apart and get all these threads. I love these. The one I bought last summer, I literally just used the last of it. And so I bought a new one. So they last me like a year for $4. Get all of these strings, and I love these strings. Okay, so I'm going to splatter this first with a little bit of that white. I don't mind if some gets on the paper because we will be actually splattering it with Snow Tech later. But I just wanted to get some of the white on first. Just get it off of me. I know, thank goodness for replay, right? You keep freezing. Oh, that's too bad, Rosemary. Okay, so now I can glue this on. If you want, you can distress this a little bit. I didn't with this one, but I'll show you what it's like if you want to do it. So this is the frayed burlap, it's called, which I love. So maybe just do a little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom here. And I'm going to just glue this on. I'm going to use my fabulous glue. The only thing is that, boy, this glue comes out good. I'm going to glue Joy on. And then I'm going to take, this is my, just that burlap thread that I took out. Just going to make a couple little loops with it. I think I'll do 4 loops. Cut it, and then I'm going to cut it again so I can tie it in the middle. I need to separate these little loops a little bit. And I'm going to glue gun that on. And I'm going to glue the berries on. Whoops. Now, just because I did all of this to the berries, you don't have to. You can just do them one color. You can do as many colors as you want. I added a little bit of Sweet Annie to mine. Again, this is just optional. You don't have to do this. Or if you have even another, you know, kind of color that you like, or another piece of dried flower that you like. I'm just going to put a little bit in here. I'm going to cut that. Okay. Now we will splatter this with Snow Tech, but I figure we might as well do that all at the same time. This little, the little hanger there, it is supposed to be in asphaltum. I'm just going to just put a little bit of asphaltum on there. You can, if you want, you can rust it, but I just put a little bit of asphaltum because no one's really going to see it. So this one is all done except for adding all the Snow Tech. So we're just going to put it to the side. We're going to take our Believe sign. Now I've sanded around this edge here on the Believe sign because you could really notice it. So I'm just going to take this, the little piece of paper towel. And sand it. I am going to, I think, go around the edge a little bit. depends on you. So you can see, so I'm going back to this one, sorry. Because it's rusted, you don't really need to go around the edges of it to sand it or distress it. You can if you want. It's totally up to you. I did not do it. You can see on either of these. I don't think I'm going to bother. We did it on the back. But on this one, because it's green and it isn't rusted, it really did need a little something. So I'm just going to lightly sand it. Oh, come here. I'm going to take that off. I like to do a little bit extra sanding on these bottom edges. Okay, now you can see here that I've distressed it a little bit. So, I mean, I just took a little bit of the frayed burlap. You don't need much. And I went over the edges. And I didn't do this too hard because I actually used antiquing wax too. But this just added that little bit of green to it. And then I took the antiquing wax. If you don't have antiquing wax, which this is, and you want to distress it with this is quite a very dark color, use traditional burnt umber. It's darker than asphaltum. It's just kind of like a deeper, richer dark. It's kind of between a dark brown and a black. So that is the color that I would use. I think I'm going to use my brush. But yeah, see, you can see how dark this is. It's very dark, so I'm going to just add a little bit to this. And I'm just kind of brushing a little bit on. Just to these, around this little frame here. Put the lid back on this. Now I splattered this. So I splattered this with a traditional burnt sienna. And I also did some white. I'm going to use, the white is going to be the Snowtech. So I'm going to just splatter on a little bit of this traditional burnt sienna. I really liked it because of the color of the hat. I think I'll use this. So I'm just getting my splatter brush. I'm using a denture brush. Is Keiko still here? Keiko, did you ever, because you said you were buying, they actually have these, you can buy these online as splatter brushes. I thought that was weird. Keiko was going to buy some, so I was just wondering if she did buy it. So again, this is traditional burnt sienna, and I am covering the face with my hand a little bit. I want to go around just the outside of this frame a little bit. Try not to get too much on the paper. but I wanted to get a little bit on this frame. Okay, then I'm going to take our Believe that we did here. Now it's splattered also. I'm going to splatter it with a little bit of the white, but it will also be splattered with Snow Tech. I think I'm going to add, just a minute, a little bit. So I just decided to add a little bit of the distress of the antiquing wax just along the top there. Thought it needed it. Okay, so this is going to get glued right there. Try and put that right in the middle there. There, so I'm just going to position that in the middle. And while that's drying, I'm going to take some more of our burlap string, make another bow like we did for the Santa, the snowy one. Do I drive you? I ordered set on Amazon. Oh, did you? And what do you think, Di? Did you get them, Diane? Like, are they really much different than actual denture brushes you can buy at the dollar store? I always like to find out. So I hope I don't drive you guys crazy with all these details that I put on everything. But I love details. I think it's what makes a piece. Just a minute. Okay, here, where's my, oh, here it is. My glue gun. Just going to glue this on. Here. Separated these little bow loops. I'm going to take just a little bit. This is the Sweet Annie again. Don't need too much of it. If you don't have it, don't worry. I just like to, I always add it on to mine. Gonna stick these. Straight in there. And then we're going to put berries on. So the berries, I did them this way. I did them all in the red again. So this is just the Heritage brick. For the berries. Just covering up that shiny, shiny red. I'm going to dry this off a bit. Might add just a little bit more. You don't have to cover all of the shiny, but I had left a little bit too much. uncovered, uncovered. Again, I'm not holding this too close. Oh, thanks everybody. Yeah, I love doing doing it. I never could find them at our dollar store. Really, Diane, you couldn't find them at your dollar store? They're like well, in Canada, they're $1.50 for a denture brush at the dollar store, which I always thought was a good price. And now I didn't want to just leave these red, so you can see in here what I've done is I've just, over here, I have brushed on a little bit of the oatmeal. My little Dingelhofer. So I'm just going to take a brush. It doesn't matter which one. And I'm brushing on some of the green. You can use one of these if you want. You just kind of want to smear it on, right? You don't want it to look all perfect. You just kind of want it smeared on. Like that. It's probably really close to your faces. And you don't want to cover all the red. Like I said, you just want it to kind of be smeared on. We're going to be doing the fall breadboard next week, guys, because it's fall. So you can see these are very irregular. I just really like that. I thought it just kind of looked like the berries had turned color a little bit. And I really wanted some of the red to show through. But I do want to take just a little bit of, so this is our cheesecloth. There, everybody got a little piece of this. Just separate it up a bit. Cut a piece. You know me, I kind of like to rip mine a little bit. I always take it and gather it in the middle, give it a little twist. Because I don't like really tying cheesecloth if I don't have to, because it's really quite flimsy. Probably going to cut this down. I don't want it to be too big. And then just kind of rip it a little bit. And then I'm going to cut the berries off of these stems. I always give them to you with this stem so you have something to hold on to while you paint them. One, two, three. See how pretty that looks just with by changing those berries, adding that little bit of green to them. I think it looks so pretty. And then he has a little tiny snowflake right here. Let me just grab one out of here. I have millions of snowflakes. I ordered mine from Temu. I think I'll use this one. Put it on here. Now, all I did was take my my bleached sand. I was telling everybody about the Jubilee Fabrics having their fabrics out now. Yay! They're all their winter fabrics. So excited. And I'm just going to brush on. This is just bleach sand. I like to use this instead of the white. I just find white really quite stark. So right out there when everything else is quite soft. So I like to use that. Use the bleach sand. Now if you want, you can distress this a little bit. I find that the antiquing wax is a little bit too dark for it. So maybe if you want to distress it, just use maybe a little bit of vintage photo or something like that, and just go over around the edges like that. And I'm going to glue this on. Just right here. And now he is all done except for the splattering. So we're just going to put him aside. Like that. And we're going to do the tree. Which is probably going to drive me nuts. Okay. So this is the tree. Here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the actual tree. Now the tree is just done in celery green. Here it is. They had 100 berries at Hobby Lobby yesterday, pack originally $2.49, but whoa, good deal, Sherry. I hope you got them. So this is celery green. And I would normally just use my makeup sponges, but I left them upstairs. So we're using this. Gonna dry it. Probably might put 2 coats on of this. I will see. I think I'm going to just add another coat. How are we all doing there, ladies? Sorry, this class is taking a little bit longer because I wanted to do all 3 snow globes today. Okay, I'm going to give it a little sanding around the edges. Where my little sanding file is. I did just have it. Use this one. You can see when I sand, I always try and support the piece that I'm sanding. Several packs. Good girl. I love it when I come home after going shopping and I say to my husband, oh my God, look what I got. This is so cool. Look at it. I'll say, oh, it was on sale for, and he'll go, oh my gosh. And he'll go, oh geez, well, why didn't you buy 5 of them? And I'll go, I did. He thinks it's funny. I did buy all of them. Now I'm going to use a little bit of frayed burlap to go around the edge of this. Which one I use? This is the frayed burlap one. And again, I just kind of use my finger as a little bit of a guide, so I don't, you know, come in too far. I just wanted to put a little bit on. You don't need tons because we're also going to use the antiquing wax. And then I'm going to take the antiquing wax and just put a little bit of it on my finger. Even use this brush a bit. I'm just going to do the trunk. I'm just going to brush on a little bit of that antiquing wax onto the trunk. Take a little bit of that off in the middle there. Okay. Now I used peppercorns. I know, I do get a little weird, don't I? I'm just going to show you. So I took peppercorn. So I gave everybody a bunch of peppercorns. So I would try and find, just pick out 3, 4, 5, whatever you want, like this. I took a little piece of tape. I'm just going to pick them up with this tape. So you can use as many as you want. These are like for little snowballs that are on here. I know, a little weird. Have I been back to the dollar store? I have not been back to Dollarama since the mouse incident. So between the mouse incident and the bat incident, I am done with anything that I do not think is cute. Which is mouse and bats. Hate them both. Hate, hate, hate. I'm going to take a little bit of Snow White, and I'm painting these with Snow White. Yes, that's right, people. I am actually doing this. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Put quite a bit on. Some of the black is going to show through, or the dark from the peppercorns. I think you can even get pink peppercorns. I used the black because that's what I had. Put it back on there. I'm just going to put that to the side while they dry. You won't cover all the black up. You don't need to cover it all up. You can see on this one, it isn't all covered up. See? You just want, you know, as much as you can covered up. Okay, now to finish this off, I actually have to snow tech it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then this Christmas tree is going to be all done. So I'm going to take my little denture brush, get it a little bit damp. Just take the extra off on a little piece of paper towel. And I put a lot of Snow Tech on this. A lot. Okay, So that's all the Snow Tech I want. I put lots of Snow Tech on this. So it is all done. I'm just going to put this to the side too. You can see how much Snow Tech I put on it. Looks so pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Cover that up. I did this right. So this is the inside. Whoops, wrong one. This is the inside of the Peace Tree one. Now I actually have to do the back for some reason. I tell you, I did mess up these backs, didn't I, a bit? I'm just going to do the back. Remember, I want my asphaltum. I'm going to put these paints over here so I don't lose them. We're also going to splatter Santa with a little bit of Galaxy glitter. But this is, I'm just going to do this back. So again, I'm just washing on. Some asphaltum. Need a little bit more on my palette. Sorry, I messed up the backs. I got myself confused. Hard to believe, isn't it, ladies? Hi, Roxanne. How are you doing, sweetheart? Roxanne's at work too. She's pulling a Rhonda. Shouldn't you be at work? Shouldn't you be working? Aren't you getting paid to do your job? Yes, Roxanne found these snow globes and wanted to do a bunch of them. Come here, you. I think I keep mucking this up. I really do think I keep messing this up. Why do I keep messing this up? Okay. This is the one that I've done the back on. So let's just finish this one off because I'm driving myself just a little bit crazy here. Shut up. You actually told me to shut up on social media? People are not going to think as highly of you. Just saying. Just saying. Right, ladies? You sure your sisters ever tell you to shut up on social media in front of everybody? Not sure what you're saying. How many snow globes are you doing, Roxanne? Yeah, how many are you doing, Roxanne? She never finished the angels. Did you, Rox? So again, I'm just going to splatter the back with white like I did with the other one. We're doing the back of this one the exact same as we did the back of the Joy. Are you saying shh so that people don't know that you're playing or watching this when you should be working? Is that what you're saying? You weren't actually telling me to shut up, right? Is that what you're saying, honey? I sit here and go, where's my antique linen? Did I just knock that? Where's my Romantic Linen that I used. Did I put it in here? I did. Smart girl. I'm smart. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the same stamp on the back. And of course, you can use a snowflake. You don't have to use this. Wow, see, look at, even Diane can't believe that you told me to shut up. Wow. So bad, Roxanne. So bad. Okay, so I just did a little stamp on it. Believe in the wonder and magic of Christmas. I believe that's what it says. Now, please excuse me. For some reason, I base coated this, and I didn't really mean to. So I'm going to actually go over it because I want it base coated in bleach sand. So I'm going to base coat the surface. Jeez, I'm mucking this up. Base coat the surface of the tree one in bleach sand. So I'm just doing the whole thing in bleach sand, everybody. Ignore the previous color that was on there. It was not supposed to be on there. I'm just going to take my baby wipe. I got a good one. Just clean up this edge. And then I also think I have to clean up my hands. I'm just cleaning up this edge with my baby wipe. Normally I would have used, again, my makeup sponge. Because when you use the makeup sponges, you avoid getting it along the edges. Just wiping it off my hands, guys, so that I don't get anything on where it shouldn't go. Okay, I'm gonna dry this. And I just want to dirty this up a little bit, antique it up a little bit. So I'm going to take, whoops, that goes over there. I'm going to take a little bit of, if I can find it, my Vintage Photo. No, I'm going to use the Vintage Photo Oxide. Nope, that's not it. Wrong lid. This is the lighter one, and I just think it'll go good with what we're doing. So I'm just gonna go just around the edge like this. Brush it on like this. And then I'm going to take the darker Vintage Photo. And go around. So I'm using both, the darker and the lighter. So I wanted to add a little bit of fun to the inside of it a bit. So I'm going to take, this is the Delicate Snowflake stamp that I have on my website. I'm going to stencil it on. Going to move this up a little bit. I'm going to use the white. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my stencil brush. I have, use this one. So I'm going to use white because the background is already bleached sand, so it's already light. You're not going to see this very much, I mean, so you don't have to do this, but there I go with my details again. Let me see. Okay, and then I'm going to dry this off. Da, 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 da. And then I'm going to take my frayed burlap. Again, if you don't have frayed burlap, I mean, you can use plantation pine even, to stamp on really lightly. And I'm going to take my grunge stamp. If you don't have, this is just a really small script stamp. If you don't have one, just find something that's really quite delicate and light, okay? You don't need it to be too dark. And just stamp it on. Again, you don't have to press too hard. They're just adding a little bit of green to this background. And then we're going to take, this is our tree. Okay. So now we can glue this on. Do not know how. I mucked up those backs so bad, I tell you. Don't try and do three things at once if you don't need to. It'll mess you up. I'm just going to glue this on. Now, if you find that some of the edges have this white on it, you can go over it. You can go over it with some traditional burnt umber. I'm just lining this all up really good. So I'll probably go over these edges. Make sure that that's on. And now I'm going to just add a little bit of asphaltum up here. Just on this hanger part. What color is the word stamp? Oh, sorry, frayed burlap. Yeah, that's I use frayed burlap. If you don't have frayed burlap, that's why I said you could use plantation pine. But you can see, so some of this has a little bit, probably a little bit more than I would like. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the burnt, maybe even burnt umber, because you have this. You can just dab it on. I think I'm going to just take a little bit of burnt umber. Dab it on over. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to take our little tree, which I just love. Love this tree. I'm going to glue it on right in the middle like that. About there. Just make sure that it's centered. You have the little hanger there, so you can judge it by that. Should be right in the middle of that hanger. Just a little tiny bit. And then we have our little snow balls. So I'm going to glue these on. And you can glue them on, it doesn't matter where. I just find the place that has the most dark, and that's where I'll put the glue. Oh, the snowballs make it look so cute. I did 5 of them. 5 here. Do another one. Okay. So I did the little balls on there. And now I'm going to do this piece here. If I can find the piece. We have our striped fabric, our peace sign, little rusty star, no berries. Okay. So I'm going to take our peace sign, and it is just done in celery green. So we're just going to brush a little celery green. I wonder what that is. On it. Just want to get rid of some of this color on here. Just seeing. Oh, I do have. Okay. I wanted to pounce it on, and fortunately I did save some room on my little sponge for the celery green. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. And I'm going to pounce it on. And the reason I like to pounce it on is so it leaves all that burnt edge showing, because I think that looks so cool. Okay, so piece is done in celery green. Just going to dry it off. In your original, it is words. These are words. This stamp is words. It's a script stamp. Okay, cool. See? Words. I'm going to take a little bit of frayed burlap and just distress it a little bit with this darker. You can also take your brush that has the antiquing wax on it, and you can add a little bit. You don't have to reapply some antiquing wax to this. Just use what you have, what's already on there. Now you want to see how long you want this. You can see it doesn't come edge to edge. So you want to make it a little bit smaller. So make sure you just cut it to size. Everybody just got a piece of it. So I'm going to cut mine down a little bit this way, and then I'm going to just fray it up with my fingers. So that's right there. And then I want to come in from the edge, both edges a bit. So I think I'm going to cut it about here. And if you'd like me all to measure that for you, I'll tell you what it is in just a sec, because I know people are going to ask. It is exactly 2 3/8 is what I did on here. I'm going to take my glue gun and just put a little bit of glue in each corner. Just like that. And then I'm going to glue the peace sign on, but I'm going to use my glue gun because this is fabric and I'm really not sure. I'm going to look. Wood, shelled canvas, and cotton. Oh, you know what? It might work. I think I'm going to try this and just see for you guys. If this works on fabric. I think it will. Let's stick that in. Like that. And then we get our little piece of burlap again. So the burlap string, I give everybody lots of burlap string. I'm going to do bows again. I'm going to do 3 or 4, whatever you feel like. Just 3 or 4 little loops to tie it in the middle. And I'm going to just stick it right here. Like that. And I'm also going to use just a little bit of the Sweet Annie again. Again, this is just optional. I'm just going to glue this on. Yep, come here, you. And so this is the Rusty Star. Again, if you don't use a Rusty Star, you can rest your own star the way I showed you, which was this one. my glue gun, put that on like that. So this is all done, except now we're going to Snow Tech. We're going to get every single one, and we're going to Snow Tech them all. Let's just get rid of some of these pieces here. So that we have some room. Let's grab our Snow Tech. Here's our 3 pieces. So we're going to splatter these, and we're also going to just apply them. You can use one of the little palette knives. Sometimes I really like to use a brush. Just a flat brush. Let me see if I have one. Let me show you. If you don't have a palette knife, you can use a short, flat one. I think this one will work. Okay, so I'm just going to use, this is just a, I find you can put it exactly where you want it, just a little bit more if you use something like small like this. So we're just going to go along the top of each one. Come here, you. It's not cooperating. This one might be a little bit too soft. There. I just had to do it the other way. We're going to do it onto the letters. You need to find a palette knife that's really, really little to get into some of these really tiny spots that I like to get into. Put a little bit on each berry. And then the rest we're just going to splatter on. There's one. Going to do around the top of our Santa. I think this is the wrong brush. I used a different one last time. I actually really like using a brush to put this Snow Tech on. For some, that's the wrong one. Sitting here fighting with it instead of just putting it down. I think I'm going to use one of these firmer dry brushes. Put it in here and pick it up. There. Oh, there you are. Way better. Oh. So one of these really firm dry brushes work so good. You really can get it exactly where you want it. Need to find a really tiny palette knife, you know, like a really little one. I have little ones, but I want really little ones to be able to really get into some of these places. My husband walking around upstairs. And then same thing with this last one. I'm going to just add a little bit at the top. Onto the star. A bit more on the side of the tree, on the peace sign, of course. Just along the top here. Just want to get that off. And then I'm going to take my denture brush. Which one do I want to use? I think I'll use this one. Get it a little bit damp. Tap it off. Pick up the Snow Tech, and we're just going to splatter the bejingles out of these. And I do want it on the inside of the snow globe because it's a snow globe, so it should have it on the inside. So there's Peace. Peace is all done. I'm going to just bring this down a little bit. So Peace is all done. Pick up a little bit more. Now I'm going to come over to Joy. I'm going to splatter it. So Joy's done, and I'm going to do the same thing with Believe. I think I'm going to add, where is this? A little bit of snow with my brush to the snowflake. There. Now I'm just going to wipe my hands off because on this Believe, this has a little extra thing because I know how much you ladies love detail. I added some Galaxy glitter. So I wanted to splatter a little bit of Galaxy glitter onto it just because this green that's here, I just thought it would look kind of really cool with it. So I'm just going to get my brush damp a little bit, tap it off, pick up my Galaxy glitter and splatter it on. I am covering up the face. I don't want him to get too much on his face if I can help it. But just this little bit of Galaxy glitter, I just think it looks so pretty. There. Bejingles. Thanks, Rosemary. Okay, so we have these. They're all done. Oh, let me just add a little bit more to this. Why my husband is wandering around upstairs all over the place. What is he doing? What is he doing, ladies? Now, the only thing that's left to do, and I did not include this in the kits. You can cut, can hang it with whatever you want. Where is, sitting here? Oh, here we are. Ugh. Goodness gracious me. I love these snow globes, and you don't even have to decorate them like I do. You can do them, you know, any way you want. I have so many different ideas for them. I think my sister used stars, which I am going to make some with stars too. So I just put some string through each one of them like that. These hangers work perfectly. Be careful. I usually wait until the SnowTek is dry, but I just wanted to show you. Aren't they pretty? I just think these are so pretty. I mean, there are so many ways that you can do these little globes. So many different things that you can do. And I plan on doing lots of them different ways. I like that you don't have to decoupage them all. You can do like stars, trees, snowflakes, I mean hearts. I mean, you can just do anything in the middle like that, right? Oh, you knocked up on me now. Turning you. Oops, am I back? It said, all of a sudden got a little thing saying, poor wireless connection. I don't know why. I'm sitting right beside the router. Anyway, so they're all done. I hope you enjoyed the class. All three of them are there next week. It's Friday, and we are doing the fall breadboard. Yeah. Am I back? Can you guys see me now? Deanna, Diane, Keiko, can you guys see me? Anybody? Am I still here? Am I still live? Oh, I am. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So this is it. The snow globes. All kits are going out by the end of this weekend. It is a long weekend, so hopefully they'll ship right out fast on Tuesday then. The post office is open Saturday and Sunday, even though it's a long weekend, so I can get some in the mail. And then the rest on Tuesday, so they will all go out. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great weekend, great long weekend. If you're going anywhere, drive safe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for coming. Bye.